Are you ready to tackle a dangerous level 2 white lion monstrosity? Well, I hope you're not, because I'm not either. Hey everybody, welcome back to the hunt for year 6. I decided not to bother attempting this as soon as I laid its card out. I was going to fight a level 2 white lion, but I can't convince myself to go after it. I don't think we're well prepared. We only have one armor set, and then a sparse amount of armor elsewhere. This lion, he gets a damage token at level 2. He gets an extra dice to throw on every attack, and an extra damage to deal on every attack. He'll be knocking down my survivors non-stop. And while I think the dash mechanic is definitely essential and would help a ton against him, I don't have enough survival. I can't just keep spending all of my survival to dash and dodge. The other problem with the white lion is he's got 23 hit locations, only one is the trap. His trap's not that bad too. Even at level 2 the trap isn't that bad. You just get basic attacked. Doomed in basic attack, but it's just a basic attack. If I had more armor to divvy out the pain that you may experience on this lion, then I would do it, but I don't think 2 extra resources. The other thing about hitting a higher level monster, the rewards are 2 extra white lion resources. And then you have 5 extra HP to deal with. Technically 6 extra HP to deal with. But 5 of them gives you more opportunities to get critical hits and get resources that way. I just don't think it's worth it for our campaign at the moment. We're not nearly... We're powerful for dealing with level 1 stuff. But we're not quite up to par on level 2 and beyond. So, with my piece said, I'm going back on the idea because I'm not completely sold on it. We're taking Mario with us. He has the skull helm, bone axe, steel sword, bone axe just as a backup, cloth armor, dried acanthus, and monster grease. Now I know it'll probably come up in some people's minds, but hey, Mario's got a shattered jaw. I thought he can't eat consumables. Well, with the Shattered Jar, he could no longer utilize the consume effect, like on this card and on this card where it says consume. He cannot do that. I looked it up online to verify as well, because I thought that way too. I was like, does that mean he can't use this? But no, he can still use the benefits from these items. They're simply consumables. You can hold on to consumables. And dried acanthus, I really do think they just smear it on them to stop heads from exploding. So that's pretty great. So Mario's going to be he's going to demonstrate the raw power of the steel sword. I looked up the rule sharp. This thing is really insane. And I didn't update survival counts yet. We still get 2 from our settlement. 1 for the hovel, 1 for the lantern oven, and then he'll get 2 more for the dried acanthus before departing. Also, set tokens aside, he gets an evasion token for the monster grease. That should be Mario, all well and good. We have Roy, the boy here. He's got a dried acanthus, his survival cap. We get 1 strength for the monster tooth necklace, 2 evasion tokens for the rawhide vest, and for... these are upside down. Okay, sorry for this. I got confused there. But 1 strength monster necklace, 2 evade. We've got the rawhide, the grease. He's got the gax and the greater gax. The reason for this is I needed something to complete the red that made sense. So hopefully this is okay too, because I figured I can use the Gax first, try to get a critical wound to put a -1 evasion token on the cat. And then we can just start swinging the Greater Gax after that. So that's him. We've got Dixie. She's the new tank. She has the Rawhide gear set. She's got the Bone Darts, Monster Grease, Bandages, the Lucky Charm. So we just moved the set over to her, the like dodge and crit set, which is good because she pretty much only ever wounds through critting with the Monster Claw style. I think she can wound on a 9 too. 1 strength for this, and she has no strength tokens. So 1 strength, 8 toughness. So she wounds on a 2. Not a 2. She wounds on a 7 against this guy. If it was the level 2 lion, she was only going to be wounding on crits. She's departing with the Rawhide gloves and boots, so 2 for that, and then 2 for the hovel and the lantern oven. Sam is here. Just not really carrying too much. She's our scryer. You might be asking why Sam is Aaron. I can't take Palutena with us anywhere except to go fight the Flower Knight because she has the flower sickness disorder, and I forgot at the end of the last episode. So we're taking Samus instead. She'll only get 2 survival for the hovel and lantern oven, but she's got the sword because sword mastery. Maybe I'll use it. Butcher Cleaver in case she becomes insane. She's just holding on to it. Hopefully she doesn't die. That would be a damn shame. Otherwise, she's our hit location scryer and bone dart chucker. Main bone dart chucker. So that does it for the team. There's no tokens on her. Without further ado, I hope you guys are willing to bear with me as we do our first grind opportunity against just a level 1 White Lion. Nothing too scary, barring hunting events. Lion in heat. The darkness is filled with unearthly screeching and yowling. Huddled together, the survivors close their eyes but cannot sleep. All of them suffer 1 brain event damage. Man, those are some noisy lions. Alright, let's get this out of the way. That'll be a light injury for Mario. Light injury for Roy. 1 damage to Dixie. 1 damage to Samus. Damn lions having sex in the darkness. That's a funny story event. Scratching grounds. Oh, and I'm going in the normal left or right. So that was Mario. Now we have Roy as event revealer. He found the scratching grounds. Claw marks scar the ground. The survivors may choose to investigate. Each survivor that investigates gains +1 courage and rolls on the table. On a 1 to 3, they would hurt their hand and just take 1 damage to the arm location. Well, that's not so bad. If no one investigates, roll a random hunt event. Well, let's just investigate. That's a free courage for everybody in my book. That's a good event. Anybody want to find something while investigating? Oh boy. Alright, so going in order, Mario hurt his hand. Sifting through the rubble, a shifting stone crushes Mario's hands. He suffers 1 event damage to the arms location. Mario, you're so careless. Alright. What else do we have? 6 for Roy, so 4 to 8, nothing happens. We do have a 9 in there, so that's a 4 to 8. Samus Aran, a prize in the rubble underfoot. Gain 1 white lion claw, white lion resource. Alright, cool. And then I'll add the courage after I do this. While I'm getting a resource here, I figured I've been looking around at more rules, as you guys know. I'm going to start following the resource rules now because I understand why they do it. So what I'm going to do is leave the copy to the right hand side. Normally you take the resources out of the deck, and when you get to the settlement phase, then you archive them and return them back to the deck. So for all of these decks, if I ever get resources, I will start doing it like this, because this is the actual way you do it. You don't return them to the deck and clone them. That's just me abusing tabletop simulator powers because it's easy. But we'll follow the rule book on the matter. So that claw's out of the deck until this hunt is over. I believe it's to prevent you from like overdrawing resources and maybe ending up with like more than one lion testes, because there's only one lion. You know, you only have one testes unless you're a mutant. Anyway, we gain courage for looking around. Even though Mario hurt his hand, he still gets courage. But yeah, we're going to start following the normal resource rules from this point forward. I should have been doing it from the beginning, but I didn't think it was too big of a deal after I read about it. And then I started thinking about it more and more, and I was like, you know, it makes perfect sense. So let's do it by the book as much as I can. We all know I've probably screwed up in every single one of these episodes. I wouldn't be surprised. I've gotten so much wrong. We're up to a... There I go, flipping everybody. Random hunt event. We're one away from the lion. So, let's do the random hunt event and find out what our fate is. Dixie is the event revealer. She rolls a 72. Okay. Hunt events. 72. First one on this page. Something to pass the time. If the survivors have not innovated Symposium, ignore this event and roll again. If the survivors have innovated Symposium, the event revealer suggests a word game to lighten the mood as the survivors trudge forward. Can we play Shiratori? Rather partial to Shiratori. Roll on the table. Alright, event revealer rolls on the table. Is it 1d10? I didn't catch that. It is a 1d10. Okay. Yeah, we did a huge road trip, my buddies and I. And we spent like 6 hours playing Shiratori because the trip was that long. We roll a 1. Woe is me. The survivors' boisterous voices attract their quarry, and the monster ambushes them. Well, that's okay. It's a level 1 light white lion. I'm not too concerned about it. So, combat! Stop picking up the card. Combat! Engaged! Alright. We're getting ambushed. This is the second time we're getting ambushed by the goddamn white lion. First time we were in the glades of grass, just looking around, minding our own business. What the hell? These lions they're really good at getting the upper hand on us. Alright, I'm looking for this. Tall grass. That is a standard for the lion. Then we get 2 random terrain. Get a bug patch. Okay. And we get a debris. Cool. Random stuff. So we can get a couple extra items, possibly. Let's see here. We got a bug patch. Got tall grass. Another tall grass. And debris. Actually, debris is really nice. Yo, if I could get a 10 plus. Wish I had a scavenger kit. I don't have ammonia. So debris goes in the corner. I'll probably just set this up as I usually do, right? Because the lion's going 2 attacks first. So we want to start in the grass. And then the grass would be 4 spaces away from each other. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6. So yeah, these spots right here. This is where we like the tall grass. First turn protection. Where's that bug patch? This starts next to the monster, so I'll just put it down here so it's within grabbing range. We'll get Roy in the grass. We'll put Dixie next to him, and then we'll get Samus over here with Mario. We're ready for a level 1 lion fight. Might not be the most exciting thing to see again, but hey, don't underestimate the monsters in this game. Shuffle up his deck. Shuffle up his deck. Turn 1 lion. Ambush. Size up. Random threat in field of view. Alright. Who are you looking down upon? Or who are you sizing up? A crit! That's a reroll when we have 4 people. actually. That's a reroll when I'm randomizing usually. Another one! You're really good at this, Lion. He doesn't know who he wants to focus his attention on. There we go. 7 will be Samus. So, Samus Aran's getting an Intimidate attack. Alright, Samus. How do you respond? It's a 7! On a result of 4+, target suffers 1 brain damage per monster level and is knocked down. So she's been stared down. She takes a brain damage. That will be light damage. And knocked down already. What a bummer. Now imagine if that was a level 2 Lion. She'd already be taking severe brain trauma. Oh man. Second normal turn for the Lion. Chomp! Closest threat facing in range. We have a 3-way tie as we're all 6 spaces away from it. Whoops, I will reroll that. It's collision interruption. Get a 2, so he's going to target... That's Mario. Mario's on the left? Yep, Mario's on the left. So Mario, your head is about to get bit off. So move and attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the Lion, man. Actually, it'd be more advantageous for him if he was here. So he will move there because the game wins. 1 dice, 2+ accuracy. We do have grease, so I think this hits on a 5, 4. He's got 1 evasion with the grease, and we're in the grass, so it hits on a 5. That is not a hit. Mario dodges the chomp. We're gonna have to show you how to deal damage, Mr. Lion. Alright, it is our turn. Samus is knocked down. We're gonna have Dixie go down here and dig in the scrap pile for scrap. If I was fighting the level 2 Lion, I don't even know when I would have the opportunity to dig for resources. I'd just be afraid for my life. Holy shit. You've got to be kidding me. I get a scrap sword? I've never had a scrap sword before. Do archive this, right? I don't know what a scrap sword does. But I'm about... Oh, no! No! Why did I search with Dixie if I thought I was going to get a scrap sword? Oh, man. Let's look at it. How good could it possibly be? Scrap sword, scrap sword, scrap sword. Where is the scrap sword? Man, there's a lot of cool looking items in here. Can we get some of this stuff? Did I pass it? I don't remember. Alright, let me look at the top again and go slow. Scrap sword. Wait, is a scrap sword like a weaponsmith item? Hold on. Blacksmith. Let me just look real quick. That's lantern gear, not the blacksmith. Weapon crafter. Scrap sword. Okay, it's not a rare gear. It's a weapon crafter item. Scrap sword. Well, let me look at you. Weapon, melee, sword, metal. 5+ to hit. 2 dice. 3 strength. On a perfect hit, the edge sharpens. You gain +4 strength for the rest of the attack. And if you have 2 red and a blue, it gains deadly. So +1 luck. It's good. It's good. Okay, it's a level 1 Lion that I'm fighting. So here's what I'm thinking, right? I just leave Dixie to sit. The only thing is I have to sacrifice something. What do I sacrifice? This costs a hide. This costs a bone. Why did I have Dixie go into the scrap pile? She's ichmophobic. This is like a crazy conundrum. For those that don't know, when you have a full gear grid and you get a new item, I don't have to accept the scrap sword, but that's a good sword. And you have to destroy / archive something to replace an item with something new. I'm going to get rid of the bandages because 1 hide to make bandages. We can get more hide. So Dixie's essentially useless. I'm gonna need to get more bandages later. She's out of the way. That's fine. So this is a 3-player fight now. Dixie's chilling. She won't get any weapon XP on her claws either. This would have been easy weapon XP. Damn it. I didn't think about if I actually got a scrap sword. I didn't think I would actually get a scrap sword. Mario's gonna stand in the grass like a man and swing his sword. Let's show you guys the power of the steel sword. This thing is ridiculous. You ready for this? We just got a critical hit, so this is the perfect time to demonstrate. I looked at the rule for sharp. I don't know if I showed it on camera, but we'll take a quick look at it again. So we did just do a critical hit. That does help the sword, but sharp. You add 1d10 strength to each wound attempt using that gear. The 1d10 doesn't count as a separate wound, and it cannot cause critical wounds on its own. It just adds to your strength. With the perfect hit, this sword gets the sharp benefit twice, basically. So we have a nat 5. Let's get a hit location here before I get too excited. Scapular deltoid. We roll for sharp. So we have a 7 and a 5, which is what, 12? And then we roll for the sword's natural, or the perfect hit of the sword. So we just rolled a 18. And obviously an 18 is a wound. Actually, I think no, never mind. I did that right. We rolled 3 times to cause 1 wound there. So the sword is pretty badass. I'm gonna have Mario surge. We're gonna swing our mighty blade down again on this beast. We get a 5. A 5 hits. This thing hits on a 4. The lion's knee. Let's mutilate it. Easy peasy. 7 and 5, that's a wound. And then for sharp, I would add 8. So, yeah, you can see how ridiculous this steel sword is. Getting the steel sword. The steel sword would be good enough to cut the white lion level 2, but it only does 1 damage per turn. So while it's nearly guaranteed to wound, we're not causing enough wounds for the white lion. It's just too fucking fast and does too much damage to my party at the moment. So I didn't want to even try to fight it. I only predict disaster. Alright, we're gonna pick a bug out of the bug patch. Picking bugs, boss. Ooh. Bug patch. 4+. Gain a random vermin resource. Archive this terrain. Good job, Roy. So, random vermin resource. And I'm gonna do the new thing I'm doing for here. What the hell is that? Crab spider. Consume. Archive this and gain 3 survival. Counts as a hide. So I'll leave one on the side so it's not in the vermin deck. I don't imagine any possible way I can get another vermin, but we're gonna do it for practice. Okay, so with that, I'll end my turn. This is the lion's go. He wants to combo claw the closest threat facing Mario. You are getting combo clawed. What do we have? A 1 and a 7. Well, does the 7 hit? We're in tall grass, so that's a 6. And Mario has 1 evasion. That's a 7, so it does hit. Alright, so we'll roll the wound. The foot. Mario will take 1 damage on the foot. It doesn't deal damage more than once, and no extra AI cards drawn. It is our go. Samus is ready to participate. I may as well try and get her XP, so I'll actually... She might fail. We'll move Mario over here, and Mario will wail on this lion with his steel sword. Oh, there's something I wanted to do, so I'm going to start taking an accuracy token. If we survive, and if we make it out alive, I'm going to just use this to represent that he caused a wound with his weapon proficiency. He'll get an XP at the end. That's just for me. Let's swing our sword. That's a crack. I'm not taking that. Stop hitting the wall. Alright, it was meant to be. Meant to be 7 is meant to be. So, we'll pierce the lion's brow with the steel sword. Man mode Mario gets a critical wound. I'm not going to keep rolling for sharp. Alright, I'll roll for sharp. We just did 15 damage. I was wondering if I get 2 crits. So 8, 15, 17 damage. We got the crit, so we ignore the snarl. Vision is impaired. The white lion gets a -1 accuracy token. That's handy. So one last thing about fighting a higher level monster. If you don't have decent crit, because higher level monsters, in my opinion, they're all about getting as many permanent injuries as possible to make them fair again. So otherwise they're just straight up unfair. I don't see why I wouldn't surge again. Let's surge. We get a 7. That's a hit. We're gonna hit the ear of the beast, and he may jump back unless I crit again. Nope, but I do wound. So I didn't fail, so you won't jump back. That's a wound. Good job, Mario. Alright, now Samus will 1, 2, 3 get in the butt. I'm not gonna worry about the hit location trap, because a level 1 lion is really not that bad. Get a 4 and a 2. We hit on a 6. We're in the back, so we hit on a 5. We do not have accuracy. I do have a speed. I forgot about that. So I'm going to roll 1 more dice. But those are 2 misses. Definitely 2 misses. There's a hit. Let's see if we can actually cause a wound. It's on the strange hand. Go on, Samus. This is your opportunity. Yes, an 8. That wounds naturally, but with the bone blade, that is a 10. So no failure, no crit, but a wound. That means she will get weapon experience. So the last person who can go is Roy. We may as well send Roy in the butt. We'll do some damage. So he has a +1 accuracy. Oh, you know what? There was a minus... not evasion. Okay, he hits worse. Never mind. I thought Samus hit twice. So we have 2 dice. We're going to swing the Gax first, because if we happen to get a critical wound, we're getting a minus evasion token. Also Savage. And we hit on 5s, 4s. We hit on 4s because we're in the blind spot. That is a 9 and a 7. Get the elbow of the lion and the soft belly. Let's nail that belly first. Have a high chance to actually wound. That is a 6. 6 and 4 for the axe is 10. Will cause a wound. No crit wound though. So, debilitating blow to the soft belly. One more AI card gone. Let's roll the wound. The elbow of the beast. Only get a 1. I don't think that's enough. That'll be 5, 6. So we do not wound the elbow. He is going to make a full move in a straight line and run away from us. 4. He doesn't turn yet. He's probably going to go after Dixie, though. He's just a sitting duck. Because she's holding a blade. She's like, I found this sword in the scrap, but why did I pick it up? Dixie, what are you doing? We've been over this before in the previous episode. Well, don't throw this one away, though. It's the lion's turn. I'm pretty sure I'm done here. I was gonna surge, but I can't really surge. He ran away. Bat around. Closest threat facing in range. Closest threat in field of view. Well, that is going to be Dixie. Hang in there, girl. Taking 2 hits. -1 accuracy. So 6 plus. She has 2 evasion. So 8 plus. She'll make a good damage soaker. If I did do a level 2 lion fight, I wonder if I would have won. I don't think I would have won. Because there would be an extra dice. I probably wouldn't have this many wounds at all. Because 10 toughness is a huge deal. He gets no hits. No batting around. 4 HP left. Fortunately, I haven't carved out any resources off of him. Alright, Samus is going to go. I'll have her move here. We're going to scry the hit location deck now, because if that trap is coming, I want to be aware of it. It's not coming yet. So, fail to wound, a fail to wound. We'll do them all first. It's an intimidate attack. It does knock down, though. I'd rather take the basic action. Put them back in this order. We'll have Roy go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get into the blind spot. I can't move Dixie, unfortunately. So we'll roll the hit. Double 4s. Now, I think that's a miss, right? I have 1 accuracy. So that is a 5. I do hit on 4s in the blind spot only. So that's 2 hits. We will do the temple first. Maybe I can get him to turn around. I don't know. I don't want to fail. I want to wound. We do get a crushing 8. No luck on him. Not a critical wound. So just 1 damage. And for the Beast's Maw, we do get a critical wound for this one. The blow destroys the White Lion's jaw. Persistent injury, no jaw. Roll 1d10. On a 5 up, the lion's jaw flies off its face. And the attacker would gain a courage and a survival. How hard did you hit that jaw, Roy? Not hard enough. So it's just busted and hanging loose and looking all grotesque. There was a critical wound. Right, so it's up here. We have Savage on the Grax. And because the Grax critically wounded, he has a -1 evasion now. So that's a good turn for Roy. We're just going to have Mario. He's got 2 HP left, so unless I hit the trap, which we know the next card isn't, 3-4, Mario can probably finish him off here. A 1. We actually... Do I hit that? Hit on the 4. No, I don't hit that. I hit on a 3 because of this. So Mario will not get the killing blow. I won't surge. We'll just chill. And the lion wants to bat around once again, the closest threat. So Dixie Kong. Trust me, the level 2 lion would have kicked my ass. I know we're way overpowered for this, so it's not the most entertaining Lantern Year 6, but we did have the Kingsman. Glorious conquering of the Kingsman. He has -1 accuracy. She has 2 evasions, so he hits on 8s. He misses with the bat around again. I wish I could get her weapon level, but that's okay. Samus! Scry. No trap in sight. I could hit the leg and maybe get a lion resource. That's cool. Could hit the back. He would run away. We could hit the paw and suffer, or fail to hit the paw, suffer a basic action. We'll do those two first, because if I get any crits, we'll get a little bit of bonus resources. Alright, we'll just have Mario do the honors. This time for real, Mario. Swing that sword like you mean it. A perfect hit. So the sword sharpens, and it will roll 3 times to wound the femur. Can we get a perfect crit? Oh wow, we actually got a crit here. So I'm not going to re-roll the wound. We gain a random White Lion resource. That's pretty awesome that that just happened. Get a Curious Hand. So I'll leave that out of the deck. Mario's going to do that. Maybe I can handle a level 2 Gorm. I don't think I could kill a level 2 lion. And there's the whole hunt phase. Alright. That was the second hit, right? No, Mario swings one sword at a time. Okay, so that was a wound. This card is gone. 1 HP left. We'll have Roy do the honors. And I guess I'll use the Greater Gax for this. So both hit with the Greater Gax. The reason why I'm using the Greater Gax is because it is deadly. So we get a crit on a 9 instead. Rolling for the paw. Is the lion dead? Do get a 7. That will be more than enough to murder it with the strength of 4 on the Gax. So, easy fight, easy life, easy farming. The Twilight Sword is a little unfair for this lion, but I know for a fact the level 2 lion would have wrecked my day because of cunning, Having to spend my survival to dodge that. He gets an extra speed. And he gets an extra damage. And we have like no armor to be taking extra damage on. So these are our gained resources. Now I'll add these cards to the deck. Nice. Can put the vermin back. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we got a ton of bone. Not really as much hide as I wanted. Well, I have no white fur from this hunt. So that means I can make no white lion gear. But so be it. These are the resources that we obtained. We do have a few extras. And it did feel really good to kill that cat. Sure, it was easy, but it still felt good. So let's add to the tally here. We did get this. And we did get this. No white fur, though. Damn. Alright, I'll have to figure out what I want to make. We'll go through the gamut, though. Mario gets an XP. He gets a level on his sword specialization. 1 XP for Roy. No weapon specialization. 1 XP for Dixie. No XP specialization. And 1 for Samus. 1 XP specialization. And just to double check, I don't think there's anything else for the white lion. It's just 4 basic and 4 white lion, right? Yep. And level 2 would have been 6. That level 2 is no joke, though. I'm looking at those stats. 10 toughness, +1 speed, +1 damage. I don't know. Maybe we could have. No, we don't have armor. We can't take hits from that fucker. Alright, so my reasoning with myself aside, I'll probably remain cautious. I'm trying to win this campaign, and you do not have to farm higher level monsters to do that. But I will get to them. I will get to them, especially for the more special fights than the core 4, if you include the Gorm, because I want to show them off. So, I'll pack this stuff up on my own time, as usual, but we're not done yet. Our survivors are returning. We gain 4 endeavors after the hunt. And then we will get a random settlement event. Gotta put Gorm climate back in there. So let's see what's going on this year. A weird dream. If you are the only player, a survivor dreams about a giant man that controls their lives from the darkness above. All departing survivors gain 3 insanity. Okay, so he's dreaming about me. We're breaking the 4th wall now. I'm gonna read what would have happened if there was a party. But 3 insanity to everybody. How about that? Whoops, that was 4. So, if you were in a group, let's see what would have happened. Otherwise, the group must select the player to be the storyteller and the survivor to be the dreamer. The dreamer has a weird dream, and the storyteller must tell the rest of the group all about it. The remaining players will vote to determine if the dream was well told, and then consult the crowd reaction below. Well told, a truly amazing tale. The settlement is inspired and gains +1 D5 endeavors. What the fuck? Why would you never just say that? Poorly told. The settlement boos and decide. Or what is that? Heckles the dreamer. Add the nickname settlement event to the timeline next year and nominate the dreamer for it. Nominate 3 other survivors. Having a great laugh, they gain survival up to the current survival limit if they depart this year. The storyteller may not play as one of these survivors for the next hunt in Showdown. That's fun. This looks like a party card. Party card in a murder game. That's crazy. The selected player would have rolled 1d10 on each of the following tables to determine what the survivor's weird dream was about. Okay. I won't read this stuff. So you would have rolled 3d10. You would have dreamt some crazy shit. Seems like a fun party event. Doesn't really apply to my single player campaign here. I will seek out the Gorm climate because we need the Gorm. There it is. Gorm climate for the timeline. Alright, settlement event is done. We are back at home, of course. Nobody died, so it is officially Lantern Year 7, not 8. We have the Phoenix Feather story event. Let's read. Thing looks like a peacock feather almost. This dude really doesn't like it. Nobody likes it. This guy doesn't seem to care. A fallen feather fills the settlement with dread. The skies bubble and murmur as a dark presence tears through the atmosphere like a negative lightning bolt, sucking the air and energy from all who gaze upon it. A light rain begins. The survivors turn their eyes up to see a huge, iridescent feather slowly floating toward the ground. Their lantern lights reflect strange rainbows off the twisting feather. A primal fear takes root in the settlement. You may now hunt the phoenix, added to the quarry list on the settlement record sheet. I will say right now, I don't think we're ready to hunt the phoenix. The thing is a pretty dangerous monster. Nominate a single survivor to speak. They gain 1 courage and break the silence. Let's nominate a woman. Peach. She doesn't have much going on for her yet. Peachy, peachy, peachy. Break the silence, Peachy. What is that, 1d10? Yep. Break the silence, girl. What do you have to say? What's going on? Ooh, she's gonna break the silence, alright. She rolls a 10. The survivor exclaims that the fallen feather is the most beautiful and dangerous thing they have ever laid eyes on. Each color runs perfectly into another, and gazing upon it imparts a strange sense of longing. They are convinced that there has never been something so perfect in this world. The survivor greedily hides the feather from the others. They gain the crazed fighting art, the hoarder disorder, and +1 courage from stashing the feather. Returning survivors gain 2 insanity. Well, Peach just became a crazy bitch, didn't she? So 2 more insanity for our dudes, so everybody's getting pretty insane. And then Peach gets crazed and hoarder. So crazed, fighting art. Crazed. On a perfect hit, gain 1 insanity. And hoarder, disorder. And she got something else. I don't remember. Hoarder, where are you? There you are. Hoarder, disorder. I did put crazed back, right? Yeah, there's still 48. My memory is just shot, guys, and I'm just a 26-year-old guy. She compulsively collects and stashes anything she can get her hands on. Every little bit you add to your secret hoard makes your existence feel more real. Whenever you are a returning survivor, archive one resource gained from the last showdown and gain one courage. Wow, what a bitch. She eliminates a resource. Here, we'll put these inside of her profile. And what's the last thing you get? I think she gets another courage. Yeah, she gets another courage. Apparently it takes courage to steal a giant feather after claiming it was so special. Good job, Peach. I still love you. Gotta move it slowly so it doesn't fold on itself. Okay. The last thing I have to do is add the Phoenix to our quarry list. The Phoenix! We could try and fight it. I believe it's super dangerous. So I probably will just do another farming session this year. But we're not done yet. We have Gorm Climate. There's so much happening next year. Oh crap, the Hooded Knight is back next year. God damn it. Okay, stop getting stuck onto the checkbox. There you go. So we have Gorm Climate for this year as well. Let's see how the weather's doing. Let's see how the weather's doing. Ooh, a 2. So this is why Gorm Climate sucks. Jagged pellets of sizzling hail rain from the sky, corroding anything they touch when they land. All resources in the settlement storage are lost. You may avoid this by dismantling an innovation to create a protective barrier. So 1 through 3 sucks with the Gorm Climate. We will dismantle Negredo because I'm not really using it. Oh, it does give a survival limit. We still have 7. And I want my abilities. The other stuff is more useful. So I will get rid of Negredo. I don't think I'm going to be getting a black sword. So this goes back to the innovations deck. And now it is break time. Yeah, I'm gonna need time to think about what I want to make and how I want to spend my endeavors. We'll spend one now. Because obviously I want to innovate and get that innovation back. Not necessarily Negredo, but we'll sack a bone, we'll sack a hide, we'll sack an organ. There is no organ. Active thyroid's gonna go. I haven't used it up to this point. So we'll sack those 3. Let's innovate. We do have Symposium. Our choices this time are Shrine, Ammonia, Albedo, Drums. I do need drums. Drums would lead me to getting rid of this Gorm rain, but Ammonia gives us a survival if we depart, gets its consequences, and unlocks some things to build. Shrine may be used once per settlement phase. 1 to 3 departing survivors gain 1 insanity. 4 up. Final adjustments. Departing survivors add 1 to all hit locations. That's really good. I don't know. That seems really good. On average, you'll get extra armor. Perhaps I can get that later, though. Ammonia seems really good, but I kind of want the drums. 1 to 4, lone drummer, gain 1 sanity. 5 to 8, rhythmic trance, gain a survival. 9 plus, remove 1 disorder from any survivor. Departing survivors gain 1 survival. The only reason why I want this is so we can get Song of the Brave soon, so I can get rid of the Gorm weather event from occurring. So while I do want Shrine, I think after having to dismantle an innovation and the possibility of doing it again next year. When the cards get stuck, they're just fun to watch. I do want drums, so we will get the drums. Drum consequences to the deck. So let's see what that entails. Drums. There are drums consequence. Forbidden Dance. Song of the Brave. There should be the only 2. Yeah. So Song of the Brave is what we're looking for, and then after we get it, we're definitely going to mess up a Gorn. Probably... Let me read it while I'm here. It's in the rewards section. If the settlement innovates Song of the Brave when they defeat the Gorm, doesn't matter what level, they compose a formidable song and you just instantly remove the Gorm climate. So yeah, I need Song of the Brave. I might fight a level 2 Gorm, because while level 2 Gorm has an extra toughness and the speed and damage, it's basically the Tiger. This thing seems a lot easier to kill than the Tiger. I don't know what Gorm's Den and Myst do. I might do some research ahead of time to avoid disaster. Also, we have to explore the Feta Grotto story. Once again, I'll think about it. We'll see if I can make any armor. I don't think I can. The cat with so many bones. I will tell you one thing I will do, though. I'm gonna make a weapon crafter. Yeah, we're gonna make a weapon crafter. We'll use the monster bone. I need a hide for it, right? This is my hide. I think it's high time I upgrade something to tier 2. What other bones do I have? I have the handed skull. This counts as a bone. Yeah, I don't think I would use nightmare spurs, so we'll just use this as a bone. Trying to preserve the cat stuff. This is a hide. What does the curious hand make? Curious hand. Doesn't make anything in here. I'll get rid of the curious hand. I'm sure I'll regret it later. We'll keep this guy. We'll get rid of, where's that vermin at? Didn't we get a vermin? No? Oh, there he is. Crab spider. This guy's a hide. So I can use him instead of this just in case this is handy. 2 bones. I'll use a great cat bone. We have a weapons crafter. Which one is that? I really wanted the leather working. Ah, it was this one because I dug for the scrap sword, right? So now we can do a special innovate, scrap smelting. That'll take a while before I want to do that. This guy lets us make phoenix gear. Some phoenix gear. Scrap daggers, scrap swords. We do have heat. Some axes and mace and bato. So there is some stuff I will be looking into. I will do the rest of my crafting later. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed a white lion romp. When I get back, we will be doing something for year 7. I'll consider, I don't know, it might be another grind year. It's the last chance I have to grind stuff before Kern's Tail. I don't know if we're forced to fight the Flower Knight, but we'll unlock the Flower Knight. We have the Hooded Knight event, and then the Gorm Weather. I might want to make some babies. So the Hooded Knight can undoubtedly kill people. Alright, thanks for watching once again. Hope you all have a really fantastic rest of your day.